Yeah, been alright, mate. I mean, we're in TCR now, back at the end of the grid where we should be. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. We went on a test day in the Lincoln Co, and that went well. And other than that, just been on the sim testing, just been preparing for the next race.
Being honest, obviously we were heartbroken to pull out of the BTCC. It's something we've been working towards for a number of years now. We love BTCC, even though we've had a hard time, and we do want to be back there. But yeah, we've dusted ourselves off over the last couple of months, got our heads back in the game, and now just trying to stay sharp for the rest of the year. Obviously, TCR is very similar in a lot of good ways to British Touring Car. The Lincoln Co seems like a great product. We've literally done no testing in it. We didn't get many. We only had 2 out of the 2 test sessions yesterday on old tyres, so we didn't get a chance to do many setups. So it's great that it's near the front straight away. We got some work to do, but yeah, in answer to your question, it's been a hard time. We've had 3 really good years up to this point, and to get to the end and get to the pinnacle and for it to not go so well was a bit of a bummer and a bit of a hard pill to swallow. But we're racing. We're a racing family. Unfortunately, you have more downs and ups, and we'll dust ourselves off and we'll do our best for the rest of the season and be back fighting strong next year, hopefully with a decent team on the BTCC grid. If that doesn't happen, we'd be very happy still to race in the TCR Championship. It's a great championship, and so there's a lot of nice people in it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, didn't know too much about the championship because we're brand new to it, but had a go in the car. The car is really good. The Lincoln Co really like it. And then it went really well, set some good times, just an enjoyable day, really. Yeah, if I'm honest, I prefer the TCR regulated car. I feel like it's just, I like the paddle shifts, it's a nice touch, makes you feel really fancy. But yeah, I mean, it just feels nicer to drive the Lincoln Co. Obviously, I want to do as well as I can, but since we're new, I've got no expectations really, so it's nice to just come in with a fresh start. Yeah, some really good competition, especially Callum Newsham and Adam Shepherd. They're really good drivers. Yeah, so obviously the grid's a bit smaller than the BTCC grid, but I'd say that the drivers are still quite high level, especially like the top 5 of this championship. It's really close, and yeah, I mean, whatever championship you go to, there's always going to be quick drivers, like you said. So yeah, I still think it's really high level.
Yeah, honestly, it was one of the hardest decisions we've ever made. The problem that we've got is we can just about afford financially to race in British Touring Car, but we can't afford to waste money in British Touring Car. Unfortunately, we're not in that position. We have to be very careful with what we do. The ideal situation is obviously for Max to show everyone his skills, and then to get some sort of subsidised drive, which is a long-term plan. But yeah, a really, really tough decision. Some days I still wake up and regret it. It's really hard to watch other people, other drivers, friends of ours. It's lovely to see them do well, but it's horrible to see ourselves not there, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Do you feel like you've got a point to prove this weekend after kind of a challenging year overall so far?
Yeah, I'd say so. After a bit of a challenging start to the year in BTCC, want to do as well as I can, and we made a good start at that, qualifying in the top 3 in qualifying, but hopefully we can get some good results in the races as well.
If I allowed myself to actually care, I would, and I would be very, very annoyed. But that's exactly what keyboard warriors want you to do. They want you to engage with them. Whilst we're out racing and living a half decent life and trying to have a good time, they're sat at home wallowing in negativity, waiting for you to put something negative in some response back. If any of them ever want to race against Max, they're very welcome to do so, and we'll see how they get on. But no, I try not to pay them any attention whatsoever. They're obviously disturbed people. And with regards to getting in trouble, in terms of accidents, etc., that's what happens when you're at the rear end of the grid. And if you're in a car that can't come any higher than 20th place, or, depending on how many cars are on the grid, basically being at the back, if you're at the back, you're just a sit-in target. No, you're not fast enough to be in front of people. You may sometimes get in front of them through racecraft, but then it's just a matter of time until they come back at you, and you're at very, very high risk. If you take our season let's take the season before British Touring Car, we didn't have a single accident because we were off the front. We were fast, so if we went past someone, they weren't desperate to re-overtake us. And it's a completely different kettle of fish, you know. To think that a lower price with a worse team is more economical is a huge mistake. If you're at the back of the grid, it's not going to be cheap. It's going to be a very expensive season, no matter what you do. So, yeah, you know, with regards to the keyboard warriors, I try not to pay too much attention to them. They mean nothing to me, and you know, they can carry on being keyboard warriors whilst we improve our racecraft and make Max a better driver and us a better team.
I mean, I hadn't even looked, to be honest, but don't really faze me. Just carry on with what I'm doing. That's that.
Hello, my name's Mike. I'm the sales director at Halls Motorsport with Bramfix. So what we do is we go out first of all and take a 3D scan of the vehicle. Once we've got a 3D scan of that vehicle, we can take a 2D image and put it to that 3D image. Very, very, very clever design team at Bramfix that have always come out with a top design, hit the nail on the head every single time without fail. So what we did, I mean, for instance, we wanted a new design for the vans and for the company Halls Electrical. We wanted to incorporate that with the race car. I approached, it was myself and Dan Hall, the uncle. We approached Bramfix and we said to them, you know, look, as a sponsorship, you know, we want to promote your product. Would you supply us with a livery throughout the season? This is going back to Mini Trophy. They said to us, you know, that's not a problem. We can definitely do that for you. And in return, we said we'd get them a few sales. I'd say it was probably obviously the incorporation of the graphics. But when we went to do the first install of the livery, like we knew straight away that this was definitely something for motorsport. I mean, to be able to fit half of a car without removing door handles, wing mirrors, having to drop bumpers, etc. I mean, I've been an experienced vehicle wrapper for about 18 years now, and like I said, I mean, to be able to install the Bramfix kit the way that we do, a full fitment on a vehicle should probably take, and I mean like to do it properly, by removing everything to do the wrap. We can do a full fit in about 3.5 hours, whereas if you were to be doing a wrap, for instance, with one man, it would probably take you about 2 days to do that correctly. So to be able to have one guy doing it for 3.5 hours, I think is phenomenal. And definitely for crash damage repair, I mean, get it more than anything in motorsport. So to be able to take a panel off and refit it, but also not just that, obviously sponsors and that coming in to incorporate a sponsor on a panel, and instead of having to wrap the whole side of the vehicle, we can just change one panel in minutes, seconds even. So what we did was, because we didn't really want to change the design much, there was no point in getting new designs. I mean, time is money at the end of the day. I mean, you have to take into idea that, you know, take into consideration even that there's somebody behind the desk being paid by a company that is to do all this design work. So we didn't want to change the look. We already had that. But you know, it's still a massive change, mind. We're still sort of basically copying and pasting a print design from a hatchback vehicle to a saloon vehicle. We still had to go out and do a 3D scan of the vehicle. Dave from Bramfix that does all the scan work went out and did this. And then we've passed it over to this brilliant designer, Daryl, who, to the last hour, I mean, he was supposed to be getting married the day after, but he was still doing the drawings of this vehicle and obviously having it ready before he decided to disappear off to go get married. So like a big shout out to Daryl on that one. But yeah, it's still a long process to do all the design work and incorporate everything that we needed to. So yeah, really happy with the results on that. Really happy. The eyes almost never happened. A lot of people won't know that the eyes. I said to Daryl from the design team, this is for JCW. I said, can we put the no fear eyes on? I mean, if anyone knew what they were, and he put them to the design, and it was just like, no, that's terrible. Daryl asked, he said, what is it you're after? And I said, with the mini JCWs, everyone does the day glow colours around the rings of the eyes and the high-vis wing mirrors. I wanted that car to look menacing. I wanted the person in front, if they were in front of him, to know that he was there and he was gunning them down. So Daryl, he said, look, leave it with me. And again, being a top designer that he is, he hand drew the eyes and also added the teeth as well, which put a bit of a character to the car. So as soon as he sent us that design, we were like, yeah, that's definitely perfect. So yeah, big shout out to everybody, like the full design team. They're just phenomenal work. Dave, Greg, the directors of Brand Fix, and yeah, that phenomenal design team and everyone involved in it. Really, 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 really good team. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm not in the championship, so I'm not thinking about that one bit. I'm just trying to go out and win the race, but I'm going to try and give him our time tomorrow, I reckon, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I really enjoy this track. It's one of my favourite tracks, been here quite a bit. But yeah, it's just really nice to be back here, I guess, and it's meant to be raining tomorrow, so I'm going to like that even more. I mean, it doesn't take long to get roughly used to it, I'd say like a day. But right now, that was my third time in the car, and I'm still learning it, obviously, getting deep down into the setup and that. But yeah, it's going to take a while to get fully used to the car. But yeah, I mean, you're going to have to keep chipping away at it throughout the weekend.
But I started to look at TCR when we started to think that we couldn't really get any more out of the situation we were in BTCC. So yeah, but not very long ago, in answer to your question, Louis.
So yeah, it's race day here at SNET, lining up P2 on the grid. Really looking forward to getting stuck into the racing, and let's see how it goes.
I think Max Hall, that Lincoln Co was rapid anyway. When Ryan was driving it was rapid. I think Max obviously is a very good driver. I think it's a bit hard pressed with some bits in BTC. I think it's unjust. I think he's a good driver. He was cleaning minis. So I think he'll be very, very quick, and I'll be amazed if he doesn't get at least a podium in the first race, if not a win.
Yeah, I mean, I got a pretty shocking start, but that's what I was expecting to have in the new car. But yeah, just sort of went from there. Got back to second, got back down to third at the middle of the race, and then just sort of stayed there. But I finished third overall in my first race in TCR, and I'm happy with that. It was pretty good. I mean, it's really nice to get on the podium, even if you get on there every weekend. But especially after a few months of bad luck and bad results, it feels extra good now to be back on podium. Well, I heard the next one might be wet, so I'm really hoping it is, so I can show what I can do in the wet, and I'm really hoping that it might be P1, but we'll have to see what happens. Yeah, definitely. After missing a few races and watching all the races on TV at home, it's like, oh, wish I was there, but it's good to finally get back out.
Performance is everything. If you don't have performance, you can't type for sponsorship, and if you can't type for sponsorship, then your days are numbered. You can't, unless you were more than a millionaire, a centimillionaire or a multi-millionaire. You can't do this sport, or you can't do British touring car on your own. It's too expensive. It's not even designed to be that way. In the old days, drivers were being paid by manufacturers. I mean, we're a long, long way away from that. But the biggest, going back to what I said before, the biggest problem with our touring car championship was being at the back in a car that no one else can make fast. No, it's not just us. And the fallout of that, like I said, is just huge amounts of damage in situations that you shouldn't be in. If you overtake someone, instead of working with you, they just want to get past you because they know you're not quick. So yeah.
Yeah, just massive thanks to all my sponsors. Obviously, I wouldn't be here without them. But yeah, they were really supportive with that period where we didn't know what we were doing. But hopefully we can repay them with some good results this weekend. Right, so just want to say a huge thanks to my sponsors, Brigade, Joyride and Brandfix, for being there for me since day one. And then a big thank you to Solent Transport, Set Square Joinery, Standby, EVP, Seat Skins and Woodway. Yeah, definitely. When I was at Thruxton, obviously I had a bit of an incident in race 1 where I come off the track and there was massive damage to my engine. And my sponsor, Mike Lurie, Solent Transport, when we were at Thruxton, I had a crash in race 1 and it left massive damage to my engine. And Mike Lurie from Solent Transport gave us another large sum of sponsorship to cover the damage. So yeah, massive thank you to him.
Right, we're here at SNETTERTON. We're in the garage. It's race day. We're going to do an interview with Max Hall. Max, how are you feeling about it today?
You got the wrong guy there. That's Alfie.